In the quiet sunny village of Clover Hill, nestled among rolling green fields, lived a very special little bunny named Benny. Benny wasn't like the other bunnies who spent all their time nibbling on clover or chasing butterflies. From the moment he was a tiny baby bunny, Benny had a big dream. He dreamed of helping others. Whenever a friend would tumble and scrape a knee, or a neighbor would catch a little sniffle, Benny would be the first to hop over. He'd bring a soft leaf to use as a bandage or a sweet juicy berry to cheer them up, always trying his best to make them feel better. One bright morning, a hush fell over Benny's cozy burrow. His grandmother, who usually filled their home with warm stories and the smell of fresh carrot cake, was unwell. She had a fever and her ears drooped sadly. Seeing her so sick made Benny's little heart ache with worry. He knew he had to do something. He zipped out of the burrow and ran as fast as his bunny feet could carry him all the way to the edge of the woods where a tall, ancient oak tree stood. This was the home of Dr. Olive, the wisest owl in the entire forest. Benny looked up into the branches, his voice trembling a little. "Dr. Olive, please, my grandmother is sick." The wise old owl blinked her large, round eyes and flew down to a lower branch. She listened patiently as Benny explained what was wrong. Dr. Olive nodded thoughtfully, and then showed Benny which herbs to gather from the forest floor. She taught him how to crush the leaves just right and mix them with a few drops of morning dew. "Be very careful, little one," she hooted softly. "Healing is an art that requires a gentle touch and a caring heart." Benny thanked the owl and carefully carried the herbs back home. He followed Dr. Olive's instructions perfectly, preparing the remedy for his grandmother. He sat by her side, patting her paw gently, until she finally took the medicine. The next day, his grandmother woke up feeling much better. Her fever was gone, and a sparkle was back in her eyes. Seeing her smile again filled Benny's heart with a warmth he had never felt before. It was a feeling of pure joy and purpose. That night, as he snuggled into his bed, with the moonbeams streaming through the window, Benny made a solemn promise to himself. "One day," he whispered to the stars, "I'll become a real doctor. I'll learn how to heal everyone who is sick or hurt." And so, Benny's great journey began. With his promise lighting up his path, he woke up every single morning with a new sense of determination. His days were no longer just about playing. They were about learning. He became a student of the forest. He would spend hours studying the different shapes of leaves, the colors of flowers, and the textures of healing roots. He created a little notebook out of broad leaves and used a sharpened twig to take notes. He wasn't shy about asking questions. He knew that every creature in the forest held a piece of wisdom. He'd follow the busy squirrels, who taught him which nuts and herbs were best for a boost of energy. They showed him how to identify the soothing chamomile flowers and the strong-smelling peppermint leaves. The cheerful birds, flitting from tree to tree, showed him the best way to weave soft, warm nests out of twigs and moss. "A comfortable bed is the first step to getting well," they chirped. Even the graceful deer shared their secrets. They taught him the importance of staying calm and gentle, even when things seemed scary. "A quiet voice and a steady paw can soothe any fear," they told him. Benny soaked up every bit of knowledge like a thirsty little sponge. But the path to becoming a doctor wasn't always smooth. It was full of challenges that tested Benny's spirit. There were times when his carefully prepared remedies didn't work as he had hoped. He would try to make a poultice for a bruise, but it would fall apart. He'd brew a tea for a cough, but it wouldn't taste right. Each time this happened, a wave of sadness would wash over him. He started to doubt himself. "Maybe I'm not meant to be a doctor," he'd think, his ears drooping just like his grandmother's had. The toughest day of all came when a tiny baby hedgehog got a sharp thorn stuck deep in his paw. The little creature was crying and scared. Benny, wanting to help so badly, rushed over. He tried to pull the thorn out with a pair of twigs, but his paws were trembling. He accidentally pushed the thorn in even deeper, and the baby hedgehog cried out in pain. Benny's heart sank. He felt like a complete failure. He hopped away and sat under a willow tree, wanting to give up on his dream forever. Just then, Dr. Olive flew down and landed beside him. She didn't scold him. Instead, she spoke in a gentle, comforting voice. "Benny," she said softly, "every single good doctor in the world learns from their mistakes. It is not the mistake that defines you, but what you do after. What matters most is that you keep your heart full of care and that you never lose your patience." Her words were like a warm hug for his sad heart. Benny looked at Dr. Olive, and then at his own pause. He realized she was right. Giving up wouldn't help anyone. From that day on, Benny didn't let his mistakes stop him. He used them as lessons. He practiced every single day, becoming more skillful and more confident. He learned to be patient with himself and even more patient with those he was trying to help. His touch became steadier and his knowledge grew deeper. But most importantly, he never ever lost his kind and caring heart. Months went by and the seasons began to change. Then one autumn afternoon, a great storm swept through Clover Hill. The wind howled and the rain poured down, shaking the trees and flooding the streams. When the storm finally passed, the forest was a mess. Many animals were scared and some were injured. A squirrel had fallen from a branch, a young fox had a sprained leg, and a family of mice had lost their home. There was chaos and fear everywhere, but this time Benny didn't panic. He took a deep breath and put everything he had learned into action. He calmly went from one animal to another. He bandaged the squirrel's arm with a firm but gentle wrap. He created a splint for the fox's leg using strong twigs and vine. He gathered his bird friends to help him build a new warm nest for the mouse family. His calmness was contagious. His gentle voice and compassionate eyes soothed their fears. He didn't just heal their physical wounds. He healed their worried hearts, too. The animals watched in amazement. This wasn't just the curious little bunny they knew. This was a true healer. By the time the sun set, every injured animal was cared for, and a sense of peace returned to the forest. From that day forward, no one in Clover Hill just called him Benny anymore. They called him Dr. Benny, the kindest bunny doctor in the whole forest. He had finally made his dream come true, not just through knowledge, but with a heart full of kindness, a spirit full of patience, and a promise to never ever give up. Thank you so much for watching. We hope Dr. Benny's story inspired you. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming stories. See you next time.